over here.
It's not. Listen, it's the producers, okay? It's the producers.
Okay, well, here we go. We'll focus back up. We got BunnyFuFuu Thresh, which, frankly, I love to see. Now, on the opposite side of the map, potentially Samira going to get locked in here. Again, this is a champion that, similar to Pantheon, I find completely and totally oppressive and must ban every game. So if you're keeping track, I have to have 2 bans reserved exclusively for me just to be able to play League of Legends. Those are Samira and Pantheon. And if LEC locks in Samira and Pantheon bot lane right here, I'm feeling pretty good about their chances.
So we do have to bring up the ping thing.
Oh.
Samira, I don't know how easy she is to play on high ping.
But surely if you mash your R button, it will come up as soon as it's available.
Yeah, but the problem is getting to the R button. You have to actually do combos. I don't think all the combos are really hard to get, but you do need combos to be able to get your ult.
That's true.
There have been multiple times where I've gotten an A and it just couldn't give me the S. And I'm like, well, I don't have an ult. So maybe. Fiddle, though, really good high ping champion. Very good high ping champion.
Absolutely.
Because you don't even have to press a button to fear anymore. If you're as long as you're hidden, come out, fear.
Yeah, instant potential 5-man fear is super sweet to watch. Shiphtur taking the Ekko into his hands. I like Shiphtur Ekko. It's something that's always good to see.
A lot of AP right now, though, on the side of the LCS.
Very true.
And I do think that Alistar quite good into both these champions.
Yeah, definitely the case. Of course, Flay can mitigate a lot.
No.
Come on, Maurice. Leave. Oh, God.
This is not good.
There's a chance for vengeance, though, because you remember towards the ending years of Meteos' career, there was like that 70-minute game where he like finally, like after waiting for in a bush for like 3-4 minutes, found that miracle Lee Sin kick to win a game. Maybe Amazing can do the same thing.
Yeah, but so for those that don't know, in the 1v1, Amazing did lose a Lee Sin mirror matchup against
One
Mithy.
time on camera, 3 times off camera.
Yeah, that is true. And he's playing on higher ping.
So maybe Mithy will play the Lee Sin. We'll have to find out.
I hope so. I sure do hope so.
I mean, Mithy Alistar is legendary. They banned Vizicsacsi Poppy.
Wow, that's just disrespectful.
That's just so
Also,
rude.
it would have been a very good pick here too. So, I mean, I understand it.
Oh, wait. I figured out what the bans are.
Wait.
NA space what, Vedius? XD, baby.
NAXD. Okay, I like it. I like it a lot. They also got rid of some of the power picks in Xerath and Draven.
I mean, Xerath was definitely not getting picked, but the Draven is a possibility. Sneaky, a very savage Draven player.
All right, wait, what have they gotten rid of? S, J,
V.
No, I don't see
PR.
it.
It's just they're banning out Amazing Vizicsacsi. There's nothing fancy here.
Yeah, there are no clever words being spelled here.
I think you save last pick for Vizicsacsi, personally. Exile is a bit of a question mark to me. If you remember him in his heyday, he was kind of the god of Rise, but it looks like instead...
He actually was a big Anivia player many moons ago.
No Exile Yasuo, sad.
I don't know if it's great into this comp, though.
Yeah, I don't really know how you interact with dash champions as an immobile
I
mage.
just feel like Fiddlesticks just kind of has a field day.
That's the Jhin. Give me the Jhin, Sneaky. That's what I want to see.
Why?
Because, like, that was, like, his thing, right? Like, there's a lot of debate as to who busted out the Jhin first, if it was the Sneaky Jhin or the Reckless Jhin that came out first. But
oh, yeah, because I remember Reckless Jhin and an IEM.
Yeah, that was the IEM where they played Jhin, Lee Sin every single match.
And it was the first time Jhin was really played competitively, too, I think. That's where the debate comes from, right?
Who did it better? Who did it first?
Some
Yone?
I do love some Yone.
All right.
Is it top Yone, though? Maybe they can still flex it.
It's got to be top Yone for Voyboy.
Don't know that.
Do not do this.
Don't, Mithy.
Don't
Come
play
on,
this
man.
champion.
Don't do it.
So if you didn't watch any of the tournament so far, if you haven't seen any Rel yet, what we've learned about Rel is that she does no damage. She has a ton of utility, but does no damage.
Vizicsacsi Shen. There were 2 very famous Shen players back in the day. Soaz was one of them. Vizicsacsi was the other.
Well, and you have to remember, he won MVP in a season where his team didn't end up winning the split, where they were like 2nd overall, you know, and individually Unicorns Love really suffered, but because he had such 1v9 performances on Shen. He was the only guy who could win his lane, win another lane on the map, come mid, win that lane too. Vizicsacsi Shen, certainly legendary. I don't love it as much as I love his Poppy, but it is a power pick in his hands, and I think it's going to have a pretty solid matchup in into the Yone as well.
I mean, yeah, definitely, especially early laning phase. It will get harder later on, naturally, as most matchups do versus the Yone, but yeah, early game, I think it's going to be pretty favored. I think later on, his whole purpose is to try and keep the Samira alive, and I think that the Samira will be that late game insurance, you know? I think that one of the things that Samira does struggle with, or can struggle with, is being able to successfully close the gap with her opponents, because while she does have a dash, she relies on either an ally or an enemy to actually utilize it. But then she wants to get in your face, use both her melee and her ranged attacks to stack up that combo, and then she can throw out her ult. But she obviously has to close that gap. The good news for her, a lot of dive champions. Yone wants to get on your face, Fiddlesticks wants to get on your face, Ekko wants to close that gap as well. So I think that depending on how that ping issue kind of revolves around. And I think we're going to have a lot of fun, Drakos, being like, was that a ping play or was that just an old age play? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, big ping or bad hands? That's the question. We'll find out here, All-Star 2020, seeing which of our legends could come out on top. And really, Vedius, there's a lot of question marks for me. The Samira is one of them. This is the first Samira that I think we've ever seen, we've ever casted, most certainly.
Oh, yeah, we haven't cast in a while, have we? I've seen a lot of Samira.
First Yone as well, I believe, for us.
Oh yeah, we did see one yesterday though, didn't we?
We did.
But I don't know if we got to cast it.
Oh, wow, this is classic.
This is actually a Fnatic level 1 strat prepared by former coach of Fnatic, Mithy.
Well, actually, that was young. This was a SOAS Young Buck?
I mean,
level
like, it's been
from Fnatic. Come on, Vedi.
It's definitely Fnatic, but yeah, I mean, it was said that Youngbuck came up with a lot of the level 1 strategies, but Fnatic were always very creative when it came to the level 1s, and you do have 2 former Fnatic players on this roster of the LEC with Mithy and Amazing.
Oh, coaching. There you go. There you go. I'm with you now.
Wait, did Amazing ever actually play for Fnatic?
Remember he got benched by Broxa.
He did, yes. He did get
Welcome to the old men trying to remember history.
Back in my day.
Here we go. The ultimate test of a Fiddlesticks player.
Young man, was he Bjergsen? Oh, what a great Syndra he was. Oh, yes. Back with that Defisha-ho. Yes.
Yes. The Zyra one trick. Yes.
Yes. The Nami player.
The Nami player for
the
that
whoosh,
one game.
yes, the whoosh. Haha, the good old days, yes.
The Nami was a champion.
He'll to this day tell you he had a good KDA, but he was a silly old bean he was.
Yeah. If someone tells you they had a good KDA, they're officially washed up at that point. Trading back and forth here, bot lane. Obviously, always the early fight for Prio in the early level 2. I kind of expect this one to go over to BunnyFuFuu and Sneaky. Bit of a range advantage, and similarly, Samira is one of those champions where it's very feast or famine. She's either absolutely dominating trades or she's doing very, very little.
Maybe getting the early push-up against the Ekko. Something that you can see on Anivia, she can be a bit of a lane bully, especially against these melee champions, taking advantage of the phase rush, bit of mobility, and I expect to see the Shen in a very similar situation up towards the top side of the map as well, seeing an early tier come out from the Anivia. And these are the kind of trades that you'll come to expect from the Shen versus Yone. As we mentioned, he's going to need a couple of items before he can really start winning that 1v1. But it also depends on what itemization Chachi chooses to prioritize. I imagine he'll go for the Sunfire Aegis, but we may see some shifts depending on his preference.
Something to keep our eyes on, most certainly, is Exile. Getting small positive trades here, but again, the big struggle is making a larger dent in Ekko's health bar to stop him from poking or harassing you.
So, I have a fun story for you. Boots on Jhin. Right?
Yeah.
So I spoke to a couple of pros about this way before Worlds during the regular season, right? And one of the main reasons why you do it is because of a health advantage. So you get... Oh, hang on, Nivea. That's gonna be
passive proc.
Yep. That's
poke at him.
He's probably gonna have all of his cooldowns up, so he can't actually get the kill. So he's just gonna walk away from that one and then push in the wave. But yeah, so Jhin, the reason why you do this is because he gets so much power just from his basic attacks and like the 4-hit crit. What he tries to do is trade as often as possible with you. Hang on, Chachi.
Wow, getting
because the E, one more auto actually probably would have killed him there. That was a good trade from Voyboy. NA coming up with some good trades. Now
Samux in trouble. Meteos on the way in. They can commit for the flash. Good knockback from Mithy. Is going to be forced to flash away. Phase Rush procced as well.
Okay, so LEC losing all 3 lanes. Very cool. Love to see that.
Classic.
I told you, LEC not known for their laning, Drakos. It's just, yes. I mean, what good laners do we really have? Do you know what I mean?
Oh my Vedi.
Anyway,
I can only follow you so far into the abyss before there's no turning back. All right, well, obviously complete control across the map right now for the LCS.
I'm not going to tell my story because NA keeps beating us in all of our lanes. But basically, the point that I wanted to get to was that I know I've lost it. I've forgotten it. It's gone. Never mind.
Great story, Chief.
Yeah, yeah, great story.
There it is.
No, I really do feel like
anyway, boots on Jhin, yes, really solid for trading early. Also, you get more effective health with the pots as long as you're not all-inning, which their bot lane doesn't really want to do against the Samira Alistar anyway. This is something we've actually seen in the past for Jhin. He's gone through multiple different phases, but at times during the lethality build path, you'd go boots first because Swifty's rush very early on was powerful for him. So one of the few AD carries that can get a little bit more creative with his build.
Do you remember when just boots and pots used to be the standard on AD carries?
I do. It was a good time to lane against Brand when you got to start boots. Now,
yeah, but it was also like
so
everyone
much.
started boots. Like mid laners started boots. No one ran Doran. Wasn't that because Doran's was 500 gold, so you didn't get a pot? You just had to spend all your money on...
No. You definitely got at least one pot. But
wait, I swear with Doran's Blade, you didn't get one pot. I swear with Doran's Blade, and then the Doran's Ring.
Again, we really got to stop doing old man shouts at Cloud segments where we're just like, in my time, I swear, on patch 1.3.
It was difficult. A support back in my day didn't even get gold, Drakos.
No, you bought like maybe a Reju bead, 2 pinks or 2 green wards. I have to hold that thought because he's absolutely getting totally smashed in the all-in here. Goodbye, Exile. One more. Good wall, though. Really good to close that one out. And Shiphtur just going to snap back, dropping tower aggro, and that's a rough one.
See, back in my day, Shiphtur would have been killed by the tower before it even had a chance. Like, they were like, you know, really tough back then.
To be fair, Exile's history was one of feast and famine. There were games where he would go in and you'd be like, this is the most 5-head engage I have ever seen. How did he pull it off? And there'd be times where he flashed in by himself looking for a kill and you'd be like, why did you flash there? You're never going to get that kill.
I will say that Exile was not known for his laning back when he was a pro.
No. Good rise. Good Vladimir, good Kassadin.
Very good rise. Yeah,
conveniently, all 3 champions that were banned against him by G2 in the finals that he played, so he never got to play them.
He played Talon, though. I think he won that game in the finals. Talon. All right, here we go. Maurice, amazing Stuckenschneider.
Come on, Stucky. Do it for the boys.
He doesn't have level 6.
Against sneaky BunnyFuFuu, he's just going to get flayed.
They're aware of this. It feels like, you know? The spidey
There's a red buff there. And Fiddle's topside. They have no visions. They have no idea what's going on.
But they can assess the fact that Fiddle is taking the top scuttle, the fact that Shen has just gone back to base. There's enough information on the map to believe that he is on the bot side of the map, especially with the blue respawning, you know what I mean?
True.
So they use jungle camps to infer his location. Also, one of the reasons why they can't go aggressive is because their jungle is on the top side of the map, which means that in the event of a potential gank, there's
Mithy.
no cover.
That's the setup. Hook now going in onto Mithy. Phasers may be able to get him out of there, but if he takes too much tower damage, he's going to be in trouble. He has no flash. Remember that one. It will be 1-for-1.
That's worth it, though.
Absolutely worth it.
Because Samux is going to get that kill. He's going to get all this XP. Amazing will help him push it in. But notice how Samux didn't actually get the S there. Only an A. That's what I'm saying. It's hard to get an S.
But he's only level 5, so would S have really done
I know it wouldn't have mattered, but I'm still, it's hard, okay? It's very challenging. All right, let's watch back how he actually does this one. So BunnyFuFuu goes to clear out a ward. The classic, is this, you know, is it the support's fault or is it the AD carry's fault? Do you know what I mean?
This is definitely Samux could have pushed W on that hook, and this would have looked like a very different play. That's all I'm going to say.
I mean, I think Sneaky overextended, you know, and shouldn't have been in a position where he got all in by the Mithy.
I mean, sure, absolutely. I'm saying Mithy probably should have lived if Samux had the cooldown available to block projectiles.
Yeah, but you can't block tower. Oh, I see what you're saying.
I'm talking about the hook. I'm less worried. The tower, would have been bad news either way.
Yeah, Mithy probably just assumed that his AD carry would save him there. Yeah, great point. That is a great point.
Hard, though. They don't have that unspoken bond that so many Mithy lanes do. Hold that thought, though, as Vizicsacsi could be in trouble here. That's the Ghost getting procced. That's going to be 1 knockup, 2 knockups. He's only got a few seconds, though, until he gets pulled back. Now it's all on Meteos, and that's going to do it.
Nice. No. But worth, that's still worth.
That's a great trade. That's a fast recall timer.
Yeah,
that's all that is.
That's going to be an advantage gain for the Yone. He's now going to get a bit ahead in this 1v1. Very valuable.
Ooh. Try to steal with
Smite,
okay. All right.
Yep.
Amazing.
So cross-map play happening from Amazing. sticking to his fundamentals, relying on the macro.
Oh, here we go. This is big. Boom. Shen on the way, and it's going to be hand-delivered. They're going to get the auto attacks done to follow up. Not quite, actually, but there's the other one. Samux can now go in. Once he starts to spin, it's going to be bad news. But as you said, hard to get that S. Mithy now running for the hill. Sneaky going to grab one kill. Amazing going to grab another one. What else can he do? Oh, the thumbs up! Stands still and just lets him die on the spot. And here comes Shiphtur. Okay, Samux trying to block some projectiles. Stun is going to come through. Dash from Vizicsacsi will get dodged here. Shiphtur playing this one nice and slow, not overcommitting.
So, missing everything, but that's okay. As the LCS came out on top at the end of that play, and like, look at all the extra farm they're getting on the top side as well. Voyboy, you know, QuickShot talked about it. Is he a player that the LEC team need to be afraid of? And he's definitely shaping up to be just that. Across the board though, NA just dominating in all their lanes, in the mid lane, top lane, bot lane. Even their junglers actually showing up, so like, everything just going in the favor of the LCS.
True. And now that Sneaky has Gale Force, we got to go back to the question of ping. Because if Sneaky has slightly higher ping in a Gale Force, or slightly lower ping rather in a Gale Force, he will never get hit by a Lee Sin or Alistar combo ever again. That said,
bad ping.
And Gale Force is useless. Gale Force is useless. There is a bit of a cast delay on the item, so you can't instant react. It's not as comfortable as, let's say, a Tristana input buffer jump.
Sneaky has 3 kills.
Yeah.
On Jhin.
He's honestly, he's earned some, and some have, in the case of that bot side play, been just donated into him.
Oh, I mean, definitely. But this is a worrying trend, one could say.
It's Shane Balls isn't in this game, so we get the full history experience there with that one.
And there's going to be so many young players that don't know, because again, they're not old like we are.
Shout out to Jat, coach now. There you go. Vizicsacsi going to get knocked up. Looks like he's going to get taken down. Good trade of the tower aggro
Very
here.
Nice dive.
Wow.
It's like they're professional players.
They're so good.
Crazy.
Huh. Okay, so this is only 10% a meme. I low-key think Voyboy could come back to LCS. Like, I think Voyboy's actually really good.
Conversation now? That's what you want to do?
I'm just saying.
What position, huh? Top, mid,
I'm just saying, like, at this point, y'all are going to have 10 European mid laners by 2021. I want to put into
context who his opposition has been so far in this tournament. Overpow and Vizicsacsi, neither of which have actively played League of Legends probably in the last 2 years.
Okay, fair. You don't have to just kill his height before he gets on stage,
also,
though, my dude.
His jungler is literally capping his lane, okay?
There you go. Amazing now going in.
Oh, amazing.
Q-flash?
Yeah.
No, he's going to kick him out.
Oh, amazing.
Not quite the cleanest, but does make it work. Voyboy now coming in. That's going to be a big deal. Voyboy, no, Voyboy.
Okay, tell me you can come back to pro now. Tell me. Tell me right now.
It's my fault. I cast or cursed him.
Or nice that was TP, Voyboy. Stick to streaming.
That was the Kobe teleport right there. That for sure was a Kobe teleport. Oh no.
You can see though, Voyboy was feeling it. He was sitting there like, I'm up, I've taken the top tower, I dominated on Silas earlier in the day, I can outplay here.
Oh, that's gonna be big damage going into Exile. Shiphtur now trying to chase it in, but this is the thing, that Shen, that semi-global, Vizicsacsi, finger on the trigger, always ready to go in with that ult.
Are they going to chase? Looks like they are. Mithy diving into enemy territory.
Oh, good block from Samux, but now he has no way to block further projectiles. He's going to leap in, trying to get onto Sneaky, but damage now being responded back to play over the wall. That's going to be huge. Samux, though, they managed to get one, gets the reset, can't leap through, now can ult. Good damage coming in with the cancel. No more S, needs to get a few more stacks up. Meantime, Vizicsacsi needs to buy a bit more space. Voyboy is going to be forced to snap back, though, leaving BunnyFuFuu all on his lonesome. Will get taken down. Vizicsacsi, good base damage still. Voyboy trying to find it. Voyboy fishing for the setup here. Is going to have the tornado in just a moment with the taunt. Can they finish the job? And they get it done, but that's the fear. Meteos, this is going to be hard. There's too much CC. He can't get a full channel off. And now Samux gets the ulti down. Meteos taken out. Vizicsacsi on a killing spree. And just like that, LEC pulling themselves back into the game.
See? LEC team fight players, not lane players. Drakos, that's what it's almost called. Dramatic there. That was, could have been awkward. Yeah, really good Drake fight in favor of the LEC. I think one of the problems for LCS was that they were a little divided, and when we have a look back, you can see that Shiphtur spends the beginning of this fight basically running away. Really good block from Samux, and now the fight is on 2 fronts. Bot lane versus bot lane. Meanwhile, a 1 versus 3, and Meteos is trying to decide what he should do. Actually chooses to use his ultimate on the 2 low health targets, which initially looks promising, but then the egg comes through, buys a little bit more more time. And again, the LCS are winning on the top side, but they're losing on the bot side of the river, which means that now with a numbers advantage, this is where the LEC is able to turn things around. Samux showcasing good patience, and because the ultimate has no cooldown, as long as Samux gets another S, he gets to throw that one up once again. Look at all the life still coming through.
And Maurice Stuckenschneider are going to grab another dragon there. Good on Amazing. But also, got to say, credit to the LEC team for layering their CC, or not layering their CC as well. They did stacking it, chaining it, so that it actually did not give any opportunity for that tornado to come out until Voyboy was already dead. One of those plays where you look back and you go, did he need to ult the Anivia egg? Could he have saved that? Was that potentially the opportunity for him to turn?
I think it was mainly just to close the gap, right? Because his E, I think, was in use, and you want to get as much damage down as possible in that window. So I think you can make an argument that yes, but of course he did only use it on a less than optimal target. Regardless, LCS still hold the gold lead. And on a terrible position. Yone has completed his first major item. The Night Harvester also been completed for Meteos. So, like, while there currently isn't what I would imagine will be a proto belt on Shiphtur just yet, problem is Night Harvester, proto belt, both exactly the same build path. So you don't actually know until it's built in. I think the LCS is still in a perfectly fine spot. The next Drake fight is where things really start to get tense.
Yeah, getting Cloud Drake's going to be pretty important, especially for the likes of Vizicsacsi. Samux doesn't care about it at all, but the Fiddle, as well as the Yone, would love to have reduced all cooldown. Actually, frankly, everybody on the LCS squad. Samux, very fed, 304, 131 CS. So I would say...
what Immortal Shield Bow. That's the name, right? Yeah. That is such a great item on...
Yeah, it feels like a one-stop shop for every stat that you need as a first item. And especially going to be hard for Sneaky and BunnyFuFuu to get a lot done here.
There it is, follow-up CC. There was that small change to Samira, where now it's not all CC, it's only knockups, but a little dash to CC targets will also extend that knockup as well, so it's a good pairing with it.
This is going to be second Rift Herald, or rather a late pickup of the first Rift Herald, which means that it will not get power plates. So not nearly as powerful as the first one in terms of the overall gold value, but maybe can be a pressure point. I think big things we have to keep our eyes on, Vedius, are the usage of ultimates in the mid game coming in from this LCS squad. Because when you have a Fiddle and you have a Yone, there's a lot of potential for you to get fights kicked off on your terms. And if you can blow Samux up, because even with Shield Bow, he is still relatively squishy, things are going to look really, really good for you. But if essentially that DPS check doesn't work, or you whiff a few of those abilities, Samux will kill everybody.
It's true. It's true, it's true. We're just waiting for the next fight. Dragon spawns in 2.5 minutes. Gives us more time to reflect on the glory days.
Voyboy eating a lot of damage there.
Yep. Do you remember when champions were simple, Drakos?
Yeah, I do.
None of this Yone, complex passive with crits. And
you know what was hilarious, though? In the era of simple champions, like, there was one champion ability that I always just thought was, like, so randomly unintelligible, and it was Taric Stun. Do you remember when, like, it would do more damage the closer you were, or stun if you for longer if you threw it from further away?
Wait, is that how that worked?
That's how that worked. It was so randomly complicated for an otherwise incredibly simple champion. There you go. Meteos, though, stepping forward. Amazing. Now has to run for the hills.
Shen ultimate going to keep him alive. Taunt comes through from Vizicsacsi. Simply a message to say, don't come near my jungler. Meanwhile, Samux continuing to just push in that bot lane. Needs to be careful, though. There is an entire LCS squad that has their hungry eyes on a tasty AD carry.
Sneaky ultimate could be big here. Looks like they want to turn it back, though. They've got Vizicsacsi on the way in. BunnyFuFuu definitely overextended. Is forced to use the flash there. Mithy had a cooldown, so there is no follow-up. And a minute 30 to Drake, so they're not really going to get a whole lot here. It looks like Shiphtur can't really get any mid-prio back in response either. That's the thing. He did very well early in the lane, but now Anivia's at that AFK push the wave in its entirety with ult kind of state, so pretty hard for him to get mid-prio.
I was thinking about it. There's a lot of old school champions in this matchup with just a lot of changes, right? We think about it, Shen, completely different champion than what he used to be. Remember when he used to throw his Q and then you could heal based on the amount of damage that you did to that target? Then there was also
no, it wasn't even based on the amount of damage. It was so awkward. It was like it would hit and then it would give you like life regen over time.
Wait, did it really have life regen?
Yeah, no, but it was like you would gain like some amount up front and then the rest would be over time.
And his W just gave him a shield, and it was just a flat
it was just
shield.
Key barrier.
Yeah. Yep.
He was
and then
taunt.
Fiddle, of course, with the rework. I think Alistar hasn't changed. No, his E.
No, he's changed completely.
Yeah, he's a completely different
champion. He used to just heal with his E.
He used to just heal, and his passive What was his passive?
I don't even remember.
I don't remember.
We're so old.
Oh my words. Thresh hasn't changed since release, right?
His Lantern used to shield 5 people. His...
Yeah, but ultimately his kit hasn't changed at all.
No, functionally no. Just worse than it was on release by a significant margin, as BunnyFuFuu is experiencing now. He has to run for the hills, but big ult from Meteos on the backside is absolutely massive. That said, they do not pass the DPS check, and that means Samux is absolutely tearing through the entire team. One more time on that ult, baby! Let him show you that supreme display of balance there. Samux is now going to move his way out. Double trigger no longer up and available. Inferno trigger, rather, excuse me.
Ends up being a fight in favor of the LCS, though. We talked about how they needed to win this fight around the Drake, and they're going to do just that. Voyboy coming up with a really insane ultimate during the fight, landing onto multiple people. Very well executed by him, but the question is, can they actually get the Drake? Because no junglers are alive. Both teams just buying time right now. LCS looking to get that bot priority, pushing that wave. Taunt does land.
Good taunt. Doesn't really have any follow-up damage, though, and that's going to be the big thing here. TP, though, coming in. They do not want to concede this third Drake. They'd like to set themselves up for that point, and Anivia going to be very good at controlling the space here, and not too bad on health bars, not too bad on cooldown. Sneaky holding on to that forced shot. Would love to get it off before he has to reload.
Mithy.
Ready? Ooh, good hook over the wall. Can't quite pull him over, though. That's a bit awkward. Rest of the team now focusing down the objective. It's Meteos' time to shine. Can he get in the pit?
Ooh.
No.
That was an awkward smite, Maurice. We all saw it. Here's the ult.
Good ult. Vizicsacsi now running off. Shiphtur not going to be able to find the stun. Drain now coming in. That is going to be a big shutdown onto the Shen. Pulling back as Exile tries to get a bit more damage down. Exile has the phase rush, though, so gets to zoom his way out to safety. Amazing. Needs to create a bit more space. Waiting, pulling back. Gore Drinker healing him back up to full health. And Samux now backing off. Not waiting for any skill shots to come through. The silence, the snare, the root, Shiphtur almost able to finish the job. Samux still alive. Mithy just in time with the lock into the Iron Solari, and that's going to be Exile finding the kill onto Sneaky in the meantime.
Wow, a bit of greed on both sides. Exile, I thought he was throwing away his life, committing to that kill onto the enemy support, but he just barely gets away. It then puts Samux in a bit of an awkward position, though. And if it weren't for Mithy, he may very well have lost his life, but as you rightly identified, the locket of the Iron Solari coming in clutch there. Very well played by the LEC squad to punish the mistakes. But again, LCS still in command of the gold lead for now. They start off the fight by getting a pick onto Chachi. Yes, they do not get the Drake, but they're able to walk away with a couple kills. And this is where we see Exile overextend just a little bit. Voyboy's like, all right, I think I see my opportunity at a kill. But of course, Exile still has the flash. Amazing's kick is just about to come up, but that's when Shiphtur changes priorities. Let's go for the dive here. Samux doesn't have anything, but he does have his exhaust, which he then drops onto Shiphtur just as the shield comes through. And it looked like Sneaky was going to get that final kill.
And then the tower killed him.
Didn't quite have the damage thanks to the shield bow and the locket. So well played by the LEC again, just punishing some of the overextensions coming out from the LCS squad.
Hard to kill that Samira. We'll see if it gets any easier as they push further into the game. Of course, shield bow for Voyboy, as well as I believe the Warden's mail and a bit of healing reduction. So is kind of split on the build path here. We'll see what his next item is going to be. What options he wants to go for. Hard to know these days. Crit Cloak builds into literally every item that he would want. Dagger makes it a bit more obvious, but this is in a game where I feel like PD would do him a lot of favors, so we'll see what the option is.
Yeah, he might just have a lot of different components. We have seen the Infinity Edge second, but I think we saw it from Selfmade when he played the
yeah, true.
Yone mid, but I think you kind of have a couple options depending on your preference as the Yone player. Right now, LEC looking to push down the mid lane. Surprisingly even game. I was expecting a little bit more chaos, but both teams repeatedly going back and forth.
Looked very grim in the early game for the LEC, is what I will say.
Oh, Voyboy, 1v2 now. You're against a ninja.
I have so caster cursed Voyboy, it's unreal.
Let's see. This is your moment. Prove you can come back.
As long as they chain the CC, he really won't be able to get a lot down. He does have the shield bow, though. The Ignite's going to be big there.
Are you sure about that?
He can just pull back at a moment's notice. He's going to come through with the ultimate. This could be a big change, but Samux is now on the way in. He's going to be forced back now, and he goes down.
Yeah.
Takes three people, though.
Honorable duel for him. Shiphtur, though, cross-map play, will secure the top tower. Going to keep that gold lead for the LCS, keeping pressure across the board. Amazing, recognizes something is amiss. Will get CC.
Good route. Sadly, not a lot of follow-up damage there.
Shiphtur needs to be dealt with. Someone has to go and answer his pressure. It looks like Samux is going to be the person that catches the wave in top lane. But all LEC need to do now is play towards their final soul point. Now, admittedly, when we think about the Cloud Soul, not really that valuable for the LEC. Only really good on the Shen, which, you know, when you get later into the game, it's pretty much up for every team fight anyway, you know?
Yeah, but also, I can't remember, because you get the movement speed when you cast your ultimate, right? So during the channel of his ultimate, is that movement speed then gone?
Wait, I thought you just got flat movement speed with the Cloud Soul.
You do also get movement speed, but then you get an additional amount when you cast your ultimate.
Oh, right.
The movement speed will be good, and it'll certainly be good for Exile as well, who is going to need to basically just walk around Shiphtur and Voyboy as much as he can in these fights. Samux, honestly, as much as like he's not going to use the ultimate cooldown reduction at all, he's just going to be very fast, and that's going to be very, very annoying to deal with.
True. The fast is annoying.
Hard to know where this game is going to take us, Vedi. It's kind of been an emotional journey so far. We've seen highs, we've seen lows. I think you could summarize every player's career in this game. You know, there's the high moments, there's the low moments, there's the absolute running it down, there's the sneaky how did you die to that tower moment.
Yeah. So you would say that this game has kind of encapsulated the careers of every player that we're watching right now?
I think to a certain degree, yes.
Yeah.
You know? I think right now the question is like, who's going to be at their prime when it matters most, if that's what we're seeing here.
Right.
Because I think we've seen Mithy on Alistar very iconically.
Very iconic.
Make huge, massive plays. Splice G2 quarterfinal, best of 5, game 5, coming over the wall from behind blue buff, and finding a massive knockup.
Meteos. I mean, he's not playing Lee Sin, but everyone knows it, you know? Everyone was there.
You know, Fiddle, if he comes in from roll, he CCs 5 people.
Here we go. This is it. The Drake fight that matters most.
TP coming in. Amazing. Oh, can he steal it? He can just walk in. He can just walk in and try to take it, but the fight is entirely split. Mithy buying as much time as he can, but that could be a big stun. However, Samux has been locked up off to the side, but that's good damage now coming in. The Shen buying a bit more space for Samux to work with. The healing coming in, but not nearly enough as BunnyFuFuu is able to back off. Two-man taunt coming in for Vizicsacsi, but does not interrupt Meteos. Crucially, he now still has a bit of health, but Samux is on the hunt, and he has the Cloud Soul. That's going to be everything he needs to find a bit more damage, to find a few more kills, and LEC in total control after that one.
Everything and the kitchen sink was thrown at trying to kill Samux, yet they could not do it. The Shen ultimate, the immortal shield bow, and just the inherent lifesteal that is so effective on this champion kept Samux alive. With him alive, the LEC can look to re-engage and come out on top. Now they're looking to secure the Baron. Vizicsacsi keeping Shiphtur out of the pit, and LEC looking to take firm control over this game.
Just kill this one so incredibly fast. Easy Baron pickup alongside the Soul. Ooh. We could be looking at the victory lap here for LEC, Vedi.
Could very well be. Of course, they still need to go back. They need to reset. Going to push out that wave, and let's have a look back at this replay. So it is LCS that's on the pit first. But they, again, want to try and split the things up. The problem is, look at this ultimate from Meteos. It's not actually focusing on anyone, but keep your eyes on Samux here. It's that ultimate from Voyboy, the kid, getting onto the back line. But then the exhaust comes through, the Shen ultimate as well, and now look at how he lifesteals it all back. He's able to just keep his distance, utilize the Alistar to maintain arm's length, and even Exile body blocking that hook for him as well. He then just relied on his front line to act as that shield, and then he was the sword that thrust through the hearts of all NA fans.
I'm going to be honest. I think after the lethality nerfs, from what I've seen in this game and the game where we watched Hansam versus the LCL specifically,
Jin's bad now, don't you?
I think Jhin is bad now. Yeah, because I just look at games like this where there's a beefy front line, and it's actually just unplayable because the only thing that this team needs to do is kill Samux and kill Exile.
Yep.
No one else on this team really does that much damage. Admittedly, 4Drinker Lee Sin still pretty strong overall, but they just can't do it. Sneaky didn't even get into auto attack. That was entirely Voyboy's damage output and maybe like one empowered auto from Thresh.
It's true, Drakos, it's true. Perhaps we've learnt the truth. Jhin is not the strongest AD carry.
I mean, when you play the team fights out slow, it just doesn't feel...
It's a long replay.
Is this the actual game? I think this might just be the game. Is it a replay?
I don't know. No, we're back in the game.
We're back. We just forgot.
Yeah. we forgot.
We were okay. I've been told there was a pause in that duration, so it's just actually insane production value.
Oh,
we just totally flamed unjustifiably. Sorry, production.
Our bad. Our bad.
Yes.
All right. So recapping, LEC with a small goal advantage. Yone is the champion you got to watch. Level 16, 3 items. His build is a little bit all over the place, we'll be honest.
That's not bad. I think
here comes Fiddle to scare you away.
And then stun, good damage coming through, but Force of Nature means Vizicsacsi is a fast boy. Sadly, maybe not a tanky enough one as damage starts to come in. But Sneaky doesn't do any damage, and he's taken half of his health from an Alistar. This is miserable. Oh, no. Oh, Sneaky, that is not what you want to experience. Vizicacsi's going to make it out. Sneaky the only one to go down. And now suddenly BunnyFuFuu finds himself caught between a wall and another wall. A hard place and a hard place. And he's donezo.
Yep, that's 2 quick kills picked up by the LEC. And they just couldn't kill Chachi. They did not have the damage. I understood the idea behind the LCS's comp, you know, dive onto the backline, try and one-shot Samux, but the amount of peel that LEC was able to provide was potent. And again, mad props to Mithy, like you can still see, even though he's a coach now, mechanically he still seems to have it. You know what I mean?
Still coming up clutch in the fights. Amazing, even coming out with 1 or 2 plays here, as much crap as we give him. Wish he could do it more in the games that we play with him, but you know, we'll take it.
Oh man.
And
we have a wall of shame in the office, and Amazing is on it.
It's true. How did he get hit by that Bard ult? We'll
I
never
don't know, man. Who knows?
Why did I throw the Bard ult's the better question, but we don't need to go into that. Yeah, and I think for Voyboy, I think that at this point, it's tough because early lane, obviously, he did pretty well into Vizicsacsi, into Shen, normally a champion that I expect to be more of a bully early on, but hasn't been able to match the global pressure, and I think hasn't had enough damage on his own to one-shot Samux. And I don't think that's a crime, but it's certainly, if he did, these team fights would look a lot different.
For sure. For sure, for sure. Now let's see. What can the LCS do to turn things around? The Baron buff going to be wearing off a couple seconds. The Anivia does have pretty good siege, but Samira, relatively short range. We talked about this.
Anivia has some of the best siege in the game.
Relatively
it's beyond. You throw down a wall and an ult, and they cannot walk into you.
Well, no, what you do is you wall one side and then you ult the other. And so they like it's and you get like a period of time where you just get to hit the tower and they don't get to defend it.
I mean, the good news is that Samux is so horrendously short range that they can't. It's not like they have. Anivia has a lot of backup in the sieging department.
No, correct. Yeah, and that was the point I was trying to make. Of course, there is the risk that LEC could just dive. They do have Alistar, and they're also, you know, as industry professionals would say, giga-fed.
Oh yeah, it's true. It's a good one.
Yeah. But the question is, can they one-shot Samux? If they can, then there's hope. There's a chance.
I think there certainly is. And I think the other thing is that this is a very difficult team to tower dive.
Okay, Mithy. Very cool.
And that.
Very cool.
And the reset,
isn't it? Yes, it is. Mithy just trying to keep things in. He tried to do it again. We all know he did. Oh, Mithy. Always a joker. We got to hang out with him. All-Stars. Barcelona, 2016.
Yeah. He was great on the analyst desk.
He was very funny.
We really tried to get him to be a caster. He really wanted to be a coach.
Yeah. Well, no, he wanted to be a
pro player, and then eventually, I mean, yeah, sort of a standing offer.
That, wait, that was 2016. In 2017, did he join TSM then, or was he still on G2 in 2017?
No, it was 2017. It was 2018 when he left G2. That was when the Yankos Wonder G2 started with Hjarn and Wadid bot lane.
Didn't they still win everything in 2017?
No, Fnatic won everything. Wait, no, G2, yes, won everything
G2
in 2017. 2016, 2017 were the 2 years where G2 won everything.
Yep.
Here we go. Big ultimate. They're going to be able to finish the job. There's no way he can survive. Are you kidding me, Samux?
Yes,
and he immediately gets the ulti. Oh, hooked up. Maybe. There's all the healing back. This is not fair. Oh my God. All the cooldowns reset. What more do you need? Oh, Exile now unstoppable. Samux most certainly unkillable, and Mithy a mile away, already starting the next fight as BunnyFuFuu gets caught by the wall once again. Double kill for Exile, and this is brutal.
I'm telling you, Samira is a late game champion. She doesn't feel like it, but she really is. She's
she looks like an every stage of the game champion.
Yes. Yes.
She looks like actually a level 3 onward champion.
I mean, the drawback is supposed to be the she offers 0 utility. She's just damage. And that's
and she's short range. You know, it's supposed to kind of be this.
But like when you dive onto her, when she has this much peel, you can see how hard it really can be to kill.
Yeah, it starts to feel like there's no downside, right?
Yep. That's
also, she's 6-0-11 and has Mercurial.
Also, in solo queue, teams just aren't coordinated enough to kill her. Like, you can try, but it just won't work.
Yeah, I also just, like, you know, hate that she has full circle wind wall. That upsets me. She's just better bot lane Yasuo.
Yeah, I mean, also she has a full AoE Katarina ultimate, and she gets to
move and it's lifesteal.
Well, Katarina can lifesteal too, I think. You get reduced effects, but you do get to still lifesteal.
No, you can't. You can't. No. Yeah, but hers actually has innate lifesteal. Or no, they probably took that off. They took it off. They took it off. Yeah.
No, the reason why she got lifesteal. Sorry. Do you know what? The reason why I thought she had lifesteal is
because you built Gunblade for literal years, and it's not an item anymore, Vedius.
Yeah. Good times. Back in my day. Katarina, that's a champion that's seen a rework.
Let me tell you, Galio. Let's talk about old Galio. You were missing out if you never played old Galio. You weren't. It was a very boring champion.
The old Katarina. Whew. You know, there was a period in time where you would max Shunpo.
Wait, how old? One rework ago or two reworks ago?
Wait, no, the first iteration of Katarina you would max Shunpo.
Where W was like an active?
Yes, where W was an active. Because the bonus effects that you would get from the Shunpo. Because all the Q did, all it did was give you grievous wounds. That's all that did.
Little.
Oh, I think it also bounced more to more targets is what I think. Oh wait, that's not true, because when you leveled it up, it would bounce to more targets. That's why level 9 Katarina in lane was really oppressive, because it would hit all the minions.
It's like, guys, what's the most useless information we can possibly give you? Oh, how League of Legends was 8 years ago.
Yeah. Good times.
It's like we call Trevor a boomer, but we're the ones up here talking about season 1 champions. Oh, Maurice, he did it! He's got hands! There it is! Amazing. Moving through. Shiphtur now on the way, but Voyboy wants to turn it. That's a big combo, but Samux is just absolutely unkillable. He is just Beyblading his way through this entire team.
Yep.
Let it rip, Samux. Let it rip! There it is. One more. Burns him down. Elder Dragon 2.
He's going to have the kill stolen away from him, but LEC wipes the floor with the LCS. It was looking close, it was looking tense, but they could not kill the one named Samux. And the LEC command on top.
0-14.
Wow, unkilled.
Monster performance. 1-2-21. Mithy as well. Absolutely showing up. That was brutal.
And the Legends will maintain onto their legacy to an established dynasty that will forever live among the halls of Europe.
Kings, truly. Narrative.
Emperors, perhaps.
What do we want to say? What's some good narratives? Let's do some throwbacks for you LEC fans. Exile finally overcame his demons of struggling in lane. Vizicsacsi remains the team player that we always knew him to be.
Being able to impact all the lanes. Mithy, the macro genius.
It's actually 3 of the people on this team. The main storylines we had for them were they were the guy who like led the team. Yeah. Amazing. Vizicsacsi.
All leaders now coming together. In a time when Europe needs them most.
You want to beat us, North America? You need to bring 5 highs together. The only way to possibly win.
Good times. We had a great time down memory lane, and that's what we feel this Legends cast is all about. Unfortunately, we're not as well versed in the NA Legends.
I mean, I remember. Shiphtur was a part of the coast lineup that Scar famously said they're winning right up until they lose.
Was he also part of the Good Game University team that finished second?
I think so.
Was he a part of that roster?
We'll find out. North America fans, you can tell us.